Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. But before we fall for you all here on White Ball Express. This should be a long one. I was informed this is going to be a very long one, so I need to strap myself in and I got some water ready. So this should be fairly intense. It's on the Eastern Front today. Let's go through the players. We'll start with the Soviet Union. We have Fear without a commander choice. We have Germany Parks without a commander choice. We have Clarence, also without a commander choice. And finally, Chewie, straight at the gate with artillery division. Represent the Germans today. We have arranged Karma as Ostdivision, straight at the gate for the Wehrmacht. We have Commander section as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS, starting with some Hitlerjugend I can see. We have Blödbommel as Jäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And finally, Colbert as Sturm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Let's see how that turns out for them. There'll be quite a lot of action in this map, I think, because White Ball Express is fairly narrow for a 4v4 map. Probably not too narrow, but it seems very narrow when I look at it, at least just on the mini-map and everything. Germans are pushed up far to get the fuel, though. But Soviets are probably going to form up soon to try and overrun that. Soviets will be able to get a lot of presence on the battlefield early, so that's something that the Germans have to be wary of. But this Sturmpany almost died. You do have Hitlerjugend arrived on the front line, a cheaper alternative infantry you can use if you're playing as the Waffen-SS Panzerdivision. Need to keep an eye on whenever the Soviets pick their commanders. You know, Chewie has gone for artillery at least. So it's outrun the southern fuel, but that might not be for long. We also have Osttruppen here, cheap militia-style infantry, except they're not really militia, but conscript-style infantry available to the Germans if you're playing as Ostdivision. Made up of Eastern European conscripts. I believe a lot of them are actually Russian. Forced to fight for the German Wehrmacht. They also have the unique feature of their squad leader having like no submachine guns, so they're really only good at long range to my understanding. And cover-to-cover fighting. I don't expect them to do well against the other squads if they get closer. Like even the conscripts have a squad leader with a PPSH after all. So it's securing a much they can, but the Germans are still preventing the fuel point from being Soviet. Actually, the Soviets got mostly pushed back now. That's not good. Germans are creeping up with their Osttruppen. You also have a Sturmpany here who are mowing down the conscripts out in the open, as you can see. Very good squad here with the Sturmgewehr and the Karline Gates. But the Soviets have some Fonzaviki in the center who will do a lot better with prolonged engagements than the conscripts will. There's so many rifles just being fired here. And more Hitlerjugend coming onto the battlefield. So it's again trying to make a push for the point. But looks like the Sturm Grenadiers and the Kugelwagen is going to stop them alongside the Sturmpany here. Big losses there for the Soviet Union, but they are only conscripts so they can replace them pretty easily and reliably. Lots of Germans pushing up down here though. But they hit the Hitlerjugend for taking points. We do have some Osttruppen coming up here. They're falling back after seeing that conscript squad. Fonzaviki taking up inside the church here. Almost they only have one window on this angle they can fire out of, I think. No, they have several, I think, actually. Hard to tell. Smaller guns arriving here for the Soviet artillery on the north flank. We have a Dushka machine gun arriving here for the center flank. Heavy Soviet machine gun. I can deal with light vehicles reliably. We also have an MT-34 set up here for the Panzer Tactics. Dushka's taking shots at the building here with the Sturm Grenadiers inside. Loading that from that little box there on the side. So it's again trying to make a go for the fuel point. They managed to decapture it anyway. Ulwang got decrewed here probably by the 80 gun. The firefight continues here. We do have a Maxim getting up inside the church here, which will provide some firepower down on the German position. Trying to reload. And they're under heavy fire for that Maxim now. Also, we have a Russian anti-tank rifle equipped here on the Grenadiers, the unique upgrade if you're playing as Ostdivision. Double of them actually, so that'll deal with any Russian light vehicles coming this way for a while. I think it's also pretty reliable long range against infantry, so if it can hit, of course. Oh, we have some commander choices. Let's see. We have tank for Clarence. We have rifle for Germany Parks and tank destroyer for Theo. So they are really specialized to have a lot of equipment on the fields. That's going to be quite a hefty in the late game. Germans are sending a 4 HQ up here by the looks of it. Well, digging and fortify the front line. Good, so again trying to go for the field points. But I think there's too many Germans here to keep it at bay, including an MG. That's another net conscript. Still be Maxim sitting up though. And that's going to prevent the Germans from moving up on it.
Our soldiers are prepared to hold our ground at any cost.
We also have an early mortar here for the Soviet Union. Trying to provide some artillery support. Germans trying to dig in. You have some tank destroyer guards in the battlefield, unique to, well, tank destroyers, you would assume. They can actually sneak around, which is pretty neat. Being equipped with an anti-tank rifle. Germans are just digging in with trenches and everything. Hitler Youth have been equipped most with Gewehr 43s that just overall boosts their firepower, so not a bad choice, I think. Soviets are doing their best to try and contest the German machine gun area. One more mortar arriving. Using the good old 82mm Soviet mortar. I believe Soviet equipment was actually millimetered differently, especially with mortars and howitzers, compared to the standard of other countries, simply to deny the enemy the ability to use their own weapons against them, which was a pretty intriguing concept, I think. Double smoke grenades being popped out here from the Sturmgrenadier. They want to take that point and they mow down that squad instantly. You also have some SS Jäger Aufklar here. And 3-man ace team available to them if you're playing as Jäger. They're being suppressed already. At least one were. Looks like a machine gun did something really good somewhere. Not sure where though. Ah, probably talking about this one. The MG34 just won out. To the 2 on the southern flank. Or Mr. A. Ah, the anti-tank rifle guards though. And if they can get a good sight on that thing. Needs it up here in the open though. But there we go, one good shot there from the anti-tank rifle. And now with the Ostruppen being pinned, they cannot really do much. So is they going to be able to finally secure the northern fuel? After a lot of effort by the looks of it. And thanks to the smoke shells. So it's moving up around the front line. We also have some recon squad here. Germans are just digging in the best they can. Looks like we have a second Kugelwagen here, I missed that. All HQ established here at the southern flank for the Germans. Ostruppen also on the field by looks of it. A man have tag in the center here for the Panzerdivision. Plus a pack 38 by looks of it, so 5 centimeter. This could probably need to target down the half track. But that's going to be an artillery barrage that's going to be coming in. And the Soviets, I don't think, are prepared for that. They can move quickly though. Lots of German infantry around here. We also have mortar for the Jäger tactics. Soviets denying. Oh, there's probably smoke here. We just cannot see it because it didn't render. But the tank destroyer guards were running around to prevent the Germans from capturing that fuel point again. Now the Soviets hold both fuels. Not sure for how long though. Also the Jäger forces are trying to move towards the northern fuel. Artillery is being called in by the Soviet lieutenant. And Soviet artillery strikes are pretty intense, so ooh, and they're taking huge losses here. Didn't hit a lot though. But a lot of shells though, as you can see. And the 4 HQs set up here. Looks like the 4 HQs are just across from each other. More artillery called in by the command half-track. Current fuel has returned to German hands, however. MG34 ripping up. E70 ran to the front line here. The pack could kill that though in one shot, I think. Yep, there it goes. And looks like the 4 HQ's on fire. Yours is just building up a nice little base here. Half-track on the move. Looks like we have a battle group calling here by the tank commander. Yes, that's gonna be like a unique guard unit that arrives with double Dushkas and 2 trucks. I believe the Dushkas are probably intended to be inside the truck, but for some weird reason they aren't. Just drinking some of my water. Jaegers are moving up towards the point again here. Dropping smoke grenades. Tapper's probably going to be thrown in to be sacrificial. Might not. But point has been decaptured. And if the Soviets start to retake the point, they'll just get mowed down. As they get through the smoke, they're just going to get hit by all the machine guns and troops back here. Lots of death. Panzer 4F1 are pushing up down here. So with the Soviets are in a position that easily to deal with it, but they do have captured Panzerfaust in these guards. And I think the F1 realizes that. You know, the Red Air Force is keeping an eye on that tank. You know, the mortar shells starting to land on either side. German mortar shell kills the gunner of the structure. As the Soviet mortars are working their best to fight back. We also have a mortar here from the other Waffen-SS player. From Sturm to be specific, we actually have 2 of them. So lots of mortars here from both players at the moment. But we also have the Bulgarians called in, which is the unique battle group available to Soviet artillery. They get the Bulgarian army. Can be equipped with some German equipment and such, because they actually used to fight alongside the Germans, so they probably still have a lot of it left over before they switch sides. So some Bulgarians as well, so this is becoming interesting. And we do have a nose division, which means we could see Romanians and Hungarians pulled in as well. Depends a lot, I guess. E70 driving forward to the front line. Budushka suppressing the Hitler Youth there. The F1 has provided a little bit of a spearhead, but here comes the Valentine tank. Didn't hit. Oh, that's a big loss. Now the Valentine should not be underestimated. It has a pretty decent gun for its size. Oh, the F1 is trying to destroy the AT gun here. AT gun is down. That's probably what the F1 was waiting for. It needs to get out of there now. But the Valentine might go on the pursuit. Expo's being loaded. I'm trying to take out that officer. Doesn't fire it though for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Oh, F1 fires through the building. It's gonna force that Valentine to pull back. Guards also has to pull back. But the Germans still fortified pretty well up here. But the mortar shells keep firing. We also have the Bulgarians trying to push up. But falling back after realizing they cannot push very far. We also have a 9-man Maxim team here, which is unique to artillery, that they can operate their... essentially upgrade their weapons teams to have 3 extra men. I think it's a pretty good thing for holding. T70 up here. Actually, the T70 is a good choice against an F1, as you can see. Mortar's still around. Trucks driving around to help enforce. Artillery called in by a command tech. Ooh, that's some good artillery at that. Decrewing both mortars. Not permanently destroyed though. Jaeger's trying to go for the fuel point again. They're persistent there if anything. And then went down here, looks like it might have been a command tank. Once the smoke clears though, but they keep popping down smoke, so they're being very smart about it. But if that smoke clears, that Maxim is gonna spread into them. Grenade from the sappers. When that Sumgan, you might die. Yep. Panzer von is relocating. We also have the 25th Panzer Grenadiers. Unique Panzer Grenadier unit of Ostdivision. Probably a really good one at that. Mines being here on the flank by the Osttruppen, or at least there was an attempt. And Slaney? We'll still lay one here. You never know if one will be needed. Valentine pushing up with some guards. Bulgarians are down here on the southern flank now for some reason. Helping a bit with their MT-34s. Jones pushing for the center now. Been quite successful at it for at the moment. Fuel up here is not in Soviet hands anymore. But the Soviets have established the forward HQ. Hitler U for pushing around. Lots of Gewehr 43s. We also have a Lux tank on the field. A Panzer II command, not a command tank, just a Lux. Osttruppen pushing ahead here. They want to try and Panzerfaust at Valentine. Like being hit by a crowd mower. They actually do manage to get the Valentine though. Guards the crowd mower on the flank. We're getting a lot of good shots in there, but as the tank rifle takes up the half track, well, the squad almost died.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
F1 relocating down there. And more artillery going in from both sides. At least I think so, according to the minimap. Oh yeah, definitely an artillery strike up there. Panzer IV has arrived on the battlefield for the Germans. That's gonna apply a lot more pressure. This is constantly trying to lay it in. F1 pulls back. As you'd expect with all that pressure going on. Just a lot of shelling going on at the moment. It's probably gonna get a lot more intense as this battle goes on. Just gonna say. They're pushing up here. It's gonna try and take out that AT gun, but they already got decrewed. Heat shield really overshot there, flying off the side. Don't know what that will hit in the distance. Artillery being called in on the building with the Maxim. And that's some pretty big artillery at that too. Building is actually catches on fire, so the Soviets have to abandon it. Oh, we have penal troops coming up on the northern flank now for the Soviet Union though. They might do a suicidal charge. Penals do capture points rapidly, by the way, so they are kind of good for using like a meat grinder. Because if you can just get them onto the point, they'll decapture it and capture it rapidly. Also being equipped with some MP40s, that's some smoke shells. And with that, the penals are gonna push in. Already having been pulled with a for Stalin, so they cannot be suppressed. See the conscripts capture rate, and with the penal center, it speeds up a lot. And then you can see now it slows down after they leave the point. That's a good tip, by the way, for anyone who uses penal troops. They are really good for throwing into meat grinder points, but they will capture them a lot faster, as you saw. Oh, good! They actually got a satchel charge off too. So yeah, the penals actually did their job there. Germans are dug in on the southern flank, getting a Panzer IV-H. That'll do some damage. Luke G gonna be running for the Panzer tactics. So it's holding out the best they can that church, but not sure how long they'll be able to hold that. Either abandoning it. Not see a lot of else going on, just some firefights in the center at the moment. We're having a little bit quiet on the southern flank, but they're trying to push up with some sappers, but we have some 25th Panzer Grenadiers in the field. With scopes soon give us that. Rocket right into the front line here for the Soviet Union, and as well as T-34-76. Just waiting back at the base though at the moment. We have several T-34s, one up there as well. And the Scissors keep firing. Doing the best they can to apply pressure. Now can the Germans go for the fuel again? They seem to be trying to. More Soviet artillery strikes. And the Soviets are just waiting for more and more units to arrive. So the Soviets are going to go for the point again. But there's a flak hitting it from a flak half track. Pretty good choice to deal with infantry that tries to come in a bulk. Not looking good for the Bulgarians. They are forced to pull back. T-34 now arriving and showing itself. Panzer F1 and the Stuk G is probably a pretty good counter to it. Also the Panzer 4H, obviously. The Panzer 4H is an amazing counter to the basic T-34-76 for the most part. Because the Panzer 4H is like the best variant of the Panzer 4 to my understanding, so it's in a pretty good position. F1 pulling up there, good high explosive, but it's gonna get injured. Oh, this T-34 has to be cautious. There is a pack still. Sounds like a plane got shut down. And he's gonna try and get another flank to Panzerfaustet. I think the Soviets realize what's happening. And the Grenadiers pull back afterwards. So it's still hold the northern fuel. So we have a white flank going on here, but they got spotted. We have an SS Aufklar keeping an eye on things. Probably giving them a lot of sight. Indeed it is. They have a pretty decent idea of what's happening. Several Panzers on the southern flank. T-34 still holding them back. Oh, got hit, penetrated by the Pak-38 though, so that's to pull back for repairs. First going for the center here with the Fontovigi. The machine gun sets up to prevent them from doing that. Ooh, good sis shot there on the Storm Pioneer. You also have some SS Jägers. Another basic infantry you can get if you're playing as SS Jäger tactics. I rarely see people use them though, but actually recently I've seen them in a few more matches. Never a lot of them though, just like one squad. More mortar shells standing around. And more artillery strikes on the northern flank here. So the Germans could make a push afterwards. They have the infantry up there to do it, I think. Perhaps not, but you could apply some pressure, but the Soviets are very dug in. They are lacking an AT though. And indeed, the Panzer 4J pushes up. Realizing there's very limited things here that are actually fighting. We do have one AT gun, but it has to relocate quick. Someone flanked the Stuk H, Panzer 4H took a hit, but it did take out one T-34. I guess fits perfectly. Oh, Ostwind on the field as well. Buying some high caliber. Oh, good flak fire. Oh, God. Killing the officer, but did the strike manage to go off, though? Looks like it. Yeah, Ostwinds can murder a lot of infantry out in the open. And we are going to see a howitzer arriving here for the artillery commander, which I suppose makes a lot of sense. That's kind of his point. Oh, the screen moved. I bet. I was just trying to get another... fill my glass up again. Didn't really work that well, evidently.
Prepare yourselves.
I feel like I've been dehydrated for a while, so I really just need to keep drinking more water at the moment. A little bit annoying, not gonna lie.
Unit ready.
Artillery coming in down here in the southern flank. I'm also very tired in my arms after having worked on my internship today. I lifted some heavy stuff, so I used the arrow keys to move around for the most part. I apologize if that's a little bit wrong, but I personally feel it's a little bit better for my arms at the moment. It's been very exhausting today. And then I'm just doing this super long match. Probably because it's the only match left I have to do in my list. And then I need to play something else, because Freedom Planet 2 is almost out. And I'm gonna do a Let's Play of Freedom Planet 1 just to refresh my sense of control and the lore, but that's neither here or there. Artillery strikes going in. And that's gonna be some pretty decent shell. Oh, hit right down a pack, almost killing it. Germans are repairing their weapon teams. Good to see, so they don't just spontaneously explode when near an artillery shell. Hitler Youth going for the sender. Armored at Gewehr 43s. Throwing a grenade, might be incendiary. Looks like it wasn't, it was just a normal frag grenade. Those are building up T-34s on the southern flank, and some Siberians, the uniques. I think experienced, a veteran. Recon infantry available to the Soviet, what is he again? Tank destroyer, right, he's tank destroyer. Full penetration at T-34 is going to force it back. I'm also going to try and just talk a little bit slower, not use my voice too much, because if the match is this long, I don't want to tire myself out too quickly, you know? And talking a lot non-stop is actually really tiring and exhausting if you are practiced, and I'm really out of practice, actually. Especially as a caster. Oh, look at this nice Sim City going on up here with Colbert. Gonna have a third truck soon to finish off the little Sim City area. Guards rushing up here for the southern fuel. Grenades going in though. We'll say that was incendiary. Officer moves into intercept, so he prevents the decapture of the point. One of those guards might die. Yeah, they got killed there. Oh, we do have a Tiger tank here for the Counterattack, so that is going to be a little bit more of a harder nut for the Soviets to crack, to say the least. Lots of rifles here for the center of the Soviet front. We also have some more Stravniki ready to make a push. Sacrifice themselves for the motherland. To earn their honor back. More artillery going in here. Soviet barrages are big after all. So the Tiger tank is going to be on the move alongside the Stuk and the Panzer 4H. Those are some grenadiers to support them. Good to see. Oh, the Stuk's moving a little bit far up on its own, I think. But it is a lack of start. Well, I suppose the T-44 can penetrate, but that 88 did not penetrate that T-44. That's a lucky T-44. It can happen. It looks like the Soviets are somewhat dug in. Panzer 4H actually gets taken out by a T-44.
We have lost contact with a heavy tank.
Ostwind is gonna lose its cannon there to be hit from Mthis. Gonna force it back. But it gets destroyed. Panzer 4J on the northern flank. Those are just taking in with like a defensive network and everything. Artillery guns are firing again. And we also have a 100mm AT gun going up in the center. That's definitely gonna keep the German armor back from that angle. Artillery strike going in again. No shell hitting the Soviets though. One more T-34, so there's going to be an 85 now on the southern flank. I'm pretty sure that's an 85 anyway, behind the silhouette. Gustavniki hitting for the southern fuel. But the Germans are taking the northern fuel while this is going on. Oh, that's a good incendiary on the penals, and now as smoke clears, get mowed down. The Soviets are going to have a hard time taking that fuel back unless they use smoke. To get through, they're gonna get mowed down. As you can see. Pretty strong stuff. .100mm is up now. Target tank is repaired. We also have Stuki Sofus. And the Soviets probably trying to figure out what they want to go for next to stop this. If they can stop this. There's someone in the southern flank. T-34 is ready to make their move. We have the 85 arriving. Guards also taking shots here at long range, but that's probably not what they're best at against all these German infantry at the same time. Especially alone, but they are providing some good intel, I guess. Maxim inside the trench here. The Soviets can be captured at northern fuel. That's going to be a lot harder to take now. Oh, Leutnant moving up as well. And that's a dead guard squad. Almost certainly dead. One T-34 even got decrewed there. Oh, we do have an SU. SU-100 at that. Oh god, that's a big gun then on the Soviet side. I can take out most German vehicles in one shot, I believe, if it penetrates. Because it's just simply that big. Maxim now ripping up from this trench. It does have a 54 Maxim, so that's gonna be a very good team. Even have the Heroes of the Soviet Union upgrade. Essentially buffs them and others around them. Because the soldiers probably feel very inspired fighting alongside a very decorated squad. The Germans are just taking punches in the center again. That'll somewhat calm down. Both sides just, for the most part, taking in. This is what it feels like. It looks like the Grenadiers are actually ready to go on the warpath here. Alongside the Tiger tank from the Waffen-SS. Tiger tank driving forwards. High explosive still loaded. Oh, but lost its gunner. Oh, and got penetrated again. Double penetration. That's gonna force the Tiger tank back. Yeah, it's not looking good for that Tiger. Oh, that's a B4. I'm pretty sure that's a B4. Can I find it? Yes, we can. There's indeed a B4 howitzer. I think it was trying to take an aim at the Tiger, but missed. But its shells are still gonna land down here, and anything they hit near is just gonna die. As you can see there, pretty big explosion. So the German howitzers are returning fire, although not on the B4, I think. Yeah, they're not even counter barrage. They're probably aiming towards the tanks. They're being securing the southern points. Ooh, Panther in the center here for the Jaegers. Panther is a really damn good tank, so that's gonna be a hard nut for the Soviets to crack. That's more front armor than the Tiger does. Did they just activate close the pocket? I'm not sure they'll do that much because the Soviets are not completely cut off. Sure, there'll be some light mortar fire, but that's about it. And it's only like across the front line, and it's not the most accurate. more of a nuisance than anything, unless it hits straight on the squad.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Instead of being called in by on this Fort German HQ,
Tank ready for orders.
that poor building, as well as the Panzergrenadiers and everyone. The Panzergrenadiers are not noticed yet, I think. And it's not hitting the Fort HQ exactly. Does hit the Panzergrenadiers though. Now the T-34 is pulling up with a lot of shots. You have a Panzer IV command tank up here for the Sturm tactics. And for Sturm, this thing is actually armed exclusively with high explosive shells, which actually can really take out an enemy infantry player in a short amount of time. Those have double howitzers, so it looks like the Sturm tactics actually going for artillery. Good to see. Good artillery howitzers to support their allies. The Sturm has so many good tools to play artillery, which is kind of the whole idea for that commander, I think, with the Waffen-SS and also just assaulting. Indeed, the German howitzers are firing now. Applying pressure on the Soviet front line in this area. Still some more water in my glass here. I need to go out and buy some cola after this, some soda. Because I actually have no carbonated drinks at the moment. And I'm a sucker for carbonated drinks in all honesty. So I probably should go get some after this. Ooh, the howitzers are doing a lot of work there. But the Soviet howitzers were in counter barrage and took out the crews. Only one survivor who runs off the field. Slowly and cautiously. Double Tiger tank for the Waffen-SS Panzer tactics. Now that's a dangerous prospect, but there is an SU-100 somewhere. It's already moving into action. Realizing what's up there. Ooh, it didn't penetrate. SU-100 has the same gunner set in placement we see in the center. Ooh, 85's being taken out by the Tiger tanks. And from Panzer IV as well. T-34's gonna hold this fight frontally, but that Tiger is almost gone. One Tiger down, or at least the crew. B4s took a shot. 54's having issues. SU-100 needs to relocate, I think. Heat still being loaded. SU-100 has to turn. Another close to pocket activated. Penal troops moving to the front line. Panther got taken up by the SU-100. One side to charge and one Tiger there. And then they capture Panzerfaust, finishing off both Tigers. Huge losses for the Germans right there. But scavenging operations beginning almost immediately. Oh, B4 can't stop scavenging operations though. Ridiculous. That was a brutal little short engagement right there. Oh, we also have a Sturmsieg. I completely missed that. And both sides are just bombing each other to hell. There are more Bulgarians on the field, so it looks like we are somewhere in the Balkans, probably. I'm not sure exactly where the Bulgarian army fought when they were fighting alongside the Soviets, but I imagine the Balkans. No Romanians or Hungarians, though, from the Ostdivision. We do have a Ferdinand, soon to be an elephant, I imagine. Actually, it's an elephant at the moment, it got the upgrade. And they also have howitzers, so Sturm has howitzers, and oh, Jäger grabbed the howitzer, okay. And then Ost also has howitzers. This is turning into a huge fight, like with artillery on both sides. Another 100mm AT gun going up. T-70 moving up, but got penetrated. So House has been trying to maintain their counter-barrage tactics. Artillery strikes just keep firing though. SU-100 needs some repairs, it is getting it. Ferdinand pushing up. Oh, the Soviets also airdropping in munitions. And I think that's a thing artillery can do. Pretty useful ability to have, so you can keep up the barrages. And the Soviet houses are doing a lot of work. Those Siberians are moving to the sandbag wall, probably because they are also helping to build it. And we are gonna see an SU or ISU 152 from one of the players. Which one is it? This one. It's gonna be an ISU 152, so you can switch between the shells. And that's a dangerous prospect. And looks like that elephant took a big shot, probably from the 100mm. 100mm AT guns are pretty damn powerful, so I don't know what you expect from there. And the Soviets do have a lot of high caliber weaponry. Oh, elephant took a shot, didn't get penetrated this time though. But the SU-100 knows where it is. One penetrating shot should do it. No penetration, actually missed. So it pulls back. Panzer just moving up down here. Panzerschreck almost hit the SU-100 there. D-70 in camouflage in the northern flank. They have an interesting position. Germans trying to recapture the point. Soviets are going to send some troops in to be sacrificial to keep the point in Russian hands. They barely manage it. But they're dealing with like a stormtrooper squad. Oh, Gebaldeladung to finish them both off. A bit of a last defiance, so to speak. Several guards on here and several more infantry formed up alongside Penals and the Bulgarians. As well as a Capitan to oversee the battle line. Artillery shells landing area taking out another forward HQ. Most from 90 got MG-34s now because they are a veteran. It's a veteran C4 squad now. Here comes the Soviet infantry horde with Bulgarians. Oh, good Gebaldeladung in the way though. Gebaldeladung is everywhere to just slow down the Soviets. Allow the German infantry to run away. MG-34 might be able to pin down this conscript squad. We're coming out for the Bulgarians though, so too late. ISU 152 in the field. More 85s arriving as well. But lots of armored vehicles. Germans on the north flank are just really sitting back and taking in. They do have their Sturmtiger ready. No, actually it's not ready yet, it needs to reload. That's 200 munitions they need then. We can do now. Push up here from the Germans again onto the fuel points. Ferdinand also moving up. It knows where that SU-100 is. He did take out one vehicle though, I think. And SU might be able to back off safely. But here comes the ISU 152. Currently armed with high explosive shells, which I don't think will do much against something like the Elephant. We have another Panther. Oh, good shot from an AT gun, I think. Actually moving up for anti-infantry duties. Gonna fire its huge gun. Ooh. Oh, but it's being hit by the Elephant and then the pack shot destroys it. Probably needed some screening troops. Don't just move like the heaviest things up on their own. They always need some infantry around. Both to spot and just support it. Soviets are definitely... Well, they're not doing bad, I think. I think the Germans are doing better though at the moment, but it's hard to say. Because both sides are playing pretty well at the moment. Lots of more howitzers being enabled here by the storm tactics. Howitzers everywhere. Turn the Soviets are setting up another B4. Lots of Soviet artillery is going to be on this field. And double B4 is definitely a dangerous prospect. B4 is just a really good howitzer, by the way. Very high caliber. I think its nickname was Stalin's Organ. Big mortar shells being fired though, heavy mortars from the Soviets. Well locked though by looks of it. They're pushing the southern flank with Panzer Grenadiers. Muslim got taken out again. This time by a Fonteviki with a captured bazooka. But is it captured? Probably not. They probably have it on their own. Yep, because they're playing as tanks, so they can actually get the bazooka. We are going to see an IS-2 come onto the field though. That's going to be a huge deal. At the very least, I think so. We'll flamethrower here from the sappers, but they're out in the open. Oh, one survived back there, but then got mowed down. Oh, this is a long and hefty one. Also, artillery shots just flying around, being exchanged. We have a second ASU-100 here on the battlefield for the tank destroyers, so lots of units on the field. The German Jägers are just playing it. No, that's actually Sturm, my bad. German Sturm is playing a caution, just using artillery and keeping their defenses up. German Jägers actually having issues. They lost a lot of their units. And SS Panzer is now going for double Panther, which is probably a good call. Better frontal armor. I mean, while the Wehrmacht is just trying to repair up the Elephant, they also have some Sturm Grenadiers on the fields. The Sturm Division, which is another unique squad available to us. Very good close range water squad, as I understand. Oh, we also have an Aufklar really close to the front line. Keeping an eye on things. Oh, good artillery strikes. Taking out the crew of that AT gun. A little bit costly for one unit though, but what do you do? Oh, Struppen got killed by high explosive at 85. Now they're gonna go for that point again, I think. And I might actually spot the Aufklars if the Aufklars don't start backing off now. Yep, too late. They get spotted. Probably thanks to the Siberians actually, because the Siberians have a wider detection range. As they are considered recon infantry, but also combat infantry at the same time. Doom Brigade is now moving up here. They'll find the straits to keep an eye on the point as well. Ooh, and the Panthers are ready and revved up. Still no real pushing on the northern flank for the Germans. Both sides have just dug in and keeping an eye on each other. But we are going to see another B4. And these B4s, if the Soviets can just keep the munitions coming, can decimate any enemy. It just needs a hit. Which is easier said than done. And we are going to see it fire again. Oh, it hits the Stuk back there. I think that's the Stuk. Oh, that's a Panzer IV, my bad. Couldn't really see it through the smoke. And I am kind of, as I said, exhausted, so... Ooh, IS-2 took a big shot. IS-2 is actually immobilized there, which is a huge issue. Elephant is moving up.
We have lost a squad.
Ooh, they did lose the 100mm AT gun, but that Elephant is still taking damage, but can it kill the IS-2 before? Ooh, they've lost their driver. It's still going for that IS-2. Doesn't penetrate. About the Dartnum going in on it. And the IS-2 just doesn't care at the moment. It's so armored, does not care. At least against the Elephant. See what's happening around there elsewhere. Oh yeah, the Panthers now on the prowl. Quickly driving upwards here. And Elephant finally takes out the IS-2.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Panthers pushing forwards. That's a very risky maneuver. Especially with the T-34s here. Ramming going on. And Pier armed tank riders. That's a tactic I've not seen before. Panther backs off. And these T-34s are just gonna get killed by all the 8C gun in the center now. Alongside many of their riders. Mostly Bulgarians by the looks of it. Second IS-2. Is it an IS-2? Oh, that's an SG-100, my bad. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit exhausted. Good water though. SG-100s. Always a good thing. B4, so we're getting very close to the front line here, and the shells just keep flying. And that's a German mortar killed. Ooh, another Panther taken out. Panthers not had the best of luck at the moment today. I honestly think none of the German heavy armor really has had a lot of luck today. Perhaps except the Elephants. They could have been penetrated a lot more.
Penal troops are standing by.
Feels like more penal troops have been called in. It also mentions a sniper somewhere. Oh yeah, we have a sniper team. Unique to certain Soviet commands, looks like it's Rifle that has it this time. Like a recon team, except, well, they have a sniper rifle. So that's like a big deal. He was trying to push up on the 100mm AZ gun. Doom Brigade moving up here, armed with some PPSHs. And some MP40s, so that's a lot of close range firepower. But it's not 85. A Panzerfaust on the 80 gun. Doesn't destroy it though, but takes it down to half health. The gun itself, not the squad. Ooh, B4 got hit here by some artillery strikes. In retaliation. I mean, you do see another IS-2 gonna be arriving. Doomseeker could be ready to fire again. It probably has fired, I just missed it. It already has 26 kills. So I've definitely missed something. That's the problem with 4v4, so I just kind of keep an eye on all the action. There we go, now there's been shots taken in this building with the Mthis inside. We also have some sappers going inside just to hold it. Stormseeker could just fire point blank if it wants, but that's a lot of munitions wasted. Oh, it is going to be firing at something. Probably back here. Oh, it took up one of the supply caches, and it did also destroy the church with all the units inside it. I suppose that works. Still no pressure up here. Both sides have just dug in. Command tank on the field here for the Panther tactics. A command Panther at that. Elephant pushing over some Pioneer support. Was the Pioneers ready to make their move again? The 85 has been taken out by the Elephant, so the Pioneers can move up. I do apologize for my lackluster commentary, but I am kind of tired, and yeah, it's been a long day, but I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying this one. Even if I don't sound it, I know that I am, which is why I'm doing it, because I get some joy out of doing these when I get home from the internship. It's just a shame many of them are so freakishly long. That's gonna be the SG-100. Oh my god, what took them out? Was that a B4? Well, Elephant took out the SU-100 anyway. Well, all the German vehicles are just suffering heavily, so all the heavy artillery. Heavy artillery is just intense. Well, that was definitely a B4. Double B4! Holy shit! Flying like the same area. That's some intense shelling from the Soviet Union. The USSR is not happy. Looks like we have some stormtroopers here pushing up on MP40s and some Jaegers as well.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
I believe they can be armored with Gewehr 43s as the Jaegers. Indeed, that they actually do. We have MP40s and Gewehr 43s, which is a very unique mix to give the stormtroopers, and I personally like it. It's actually cheaper to arm them with both than it is to arm them with just 2 Sturmgewehrs. So if you just want firepower for the cheap, I think it's actually a good idea. Second IS-2 is here. But already hit by something. The packs are doing a pretty good job. We're on an ISU 152. Artillery fights continue. Let's see. German's Panzer's not really paying off today at the moment. Elephant is still alive though, but these howitzers are getting quite veteran. Veteran C4 one with 66 kills. Doing a lot of good work. Storms are being prepared here by the Storm Tactics. Also have the Storm Brigade on the flank here with their PBS-80s and MP40s. Just harassing from the flank the best they can. And more mundane artillery strikes are landing around. It's at least not the B4s. Because the B4s would just be catastrophic. Well, sounds like one shell just fell out of the map. Just here flying by. Sometimes artillery is a little bit weird. Elephant is preparing to move again. Let's see. Still not a lot of movement. It's been very static at the moment for a little bit with the map control. It's almost exactly mirrored. Almost. Germans are going for the center over those stormtroopers. Actually, might just plan to move further ahead. So it looks like they are. Oh, well, that's an ISU 152. Flying high explosive shells at its base. Which is absolutely devastating for any German infantryman. Elephant is nearby though. Happens to have one of a Piat. But the chance of that penetrating is relatively low. Well, especially because the Piat is not actually firing at it. Well, they do have a flamethrower coming up though to try and slow it down. And the infantry behind is gonna mow them down. We also have some Panzer Grenadiers here. But first there's this Panzer Grenadier. I haven't been equipped with some Sturmgewehrs. IS-2 driving up for a shot. Decides to cancel and pull back, essentially. Gonna get Panzerfausted. And there it goes. I don't want to have tanks or vehicles being close proximity to German infantry. German infantry just have a lot of Panzerfausts.
Prepare yourselves. Taking fire.
So much. Elephant is driving forwards. Without any support, mind you. Which you probably don't want to do. Oh, the B4 is flying right behind them though. So they probably don't want to stay there. How the Soviets can keep up the B4 shots, I have no idea. Just been in the lone shot though. Because that's a thing you can do for cheap. And Elephant is getting pierced again. Bad Panther trying to cover. Oh, mobility lost on the elephant. And that's a B4 shot. Now it's been immobilized. Yeah, it's not looking good here for the elephant. More and more Panzer surviving with more Ostwinds. Germans are doing a little bit of an infantry setup here at the north. Or can they get through all of the Soviet defenses? Probably not without any further supports, but you never know. Oh, the artillery strikes just keep going. Almost non-stop artillery strikes from the Soviet Union. Again, this artillery play is just dropping down more and more munitions to work with. Which I believe is a very viable tactic if you're playing a Soviet artillery, so... That feels appropriate, I guess. Let's see. We also have a little bit of a Flammhead that's just been waiting up there for ages. I don't know if it'll actually do something today. Might drive up there. Ooh, it might get around the defenses. Oh god, it looks like it will. And here it comes. Burning down the bunker, but I was gonna focus on the Sys gun. There's another Sys gun, it's not turning. They might be distracted. Oh yeah, that's not looking good for the Soviets at all, but it is lasting a while longer thanks to the extra men. Look at how the Soviets finally noticed. And having those extra men really does pay off, doesn't it? Allows to survive a lot longer, but you don't just push up on a Flammhead. Well, unless you grab that Sys gun, I guess. There it goes. Panthers on the move, this time with a Command Panther. And Panthers are pretty good, as I've said before, so they just need to be lucky with them this time. Those 100mm guns will pierce them, I'm pretty sure. Aufsturmführer calling in artillery. And the Germans are going for the northern fuel again. Hanskel's going to move in to try and intercept. Probably not going to work well.
Supply sector under attack.
Looks like the Ostfish is doing a lot of work there alongside the Stuk. Sturmtiger still waiting back here. 53 kills actually. I missed every single Sturmtiger shot. Well, I guess apart from the one here that took out the church. And it's the dread though of 4v4 maps. Sometimes I just cannot keep an eye on everything. But the SG-100 is certainly going to be a boon, I think. Although it takes a while to reload between shots. Oh, which? Oh, it's Stuk taken out there. Well, decrewed. So we have an 85 ace on the southern flank. But here come the Panzergrenadiers slowly moving upwards. They do a Panzerfaust, so if they get close, they could take it out. And he looks like the Soviets not noticing. Too late. The Panzergrenadiers keep moving forwards. They're pressing it. Pressing it quite hard at that. So much artillery here. And the B4s are firing again as well. Not sure what. Oh, Sturmtiger got a shot here. You know, the 80 guns and the SG-100 and some infantry to boot. First, it's better than nothing. It's far better than nothing, obviously. I'll just raise the sound for myself. Well, that's a lot better. Okay. Not sure you'll notice though, because it's only on my end. Don't mind it. Oh! B-Force just taking out everything, including like a command tank there. The houses are getting too much. And B-Force firing again. The KV arriving though, so flamethrower now. So did flamethrower tank. We're beginning on the southern flank being hit by a Maxim though. So far not being suppressed, probably an ability. They probably have an ability not to be suppressed so easily. With Stormtroopers and Storm Grenadiers on the flank. It's enough to cause some major damage there though. KV is pulling back for some repairs, if it can make it. Look, it's lacking an AT up there. They only have one AT gun at the moment. Oh, now just taking shots at the B4 itself. Or it was, anyway. And now just probably has to pull back. Oh boy.
Standing by. Send orders.
Even got to the point where the music is starting to like loop over each other. Kind of shows how much action there is, and also just that it's a long match. Attack is doing its best here. Pioneers grabbed it probably to try and pull it back, but that's not gonna work, I think. Yep. Not gonna work at all. Bongo lost his gunner there before he even got the gunner upgrade. Another pan for the field here for the Panzer Division, headed to the northern flank. I do a combined push together. So the Soviets are threatening the southern field. We do have some Panzer Divisions moving in to try and intercept. But the point's now in Soviet hands. The Germans are gonna ensure that doesn't last for long. An elephant wreck? Looks like it might have been an elephant wreck there. We do have a new elephant arriving. Ooh, sniper team got killed there. And KVD is doing their best to hold now. The battle group will be able to use assault rifle, but they're pulling back themselves. At least one of them are. Here's the 4-man in KVD squad. Not looking good there. Oh boy, everything's just getting shot to pieces. And it's 100mm just locking down most advances of German vehicles. But Serbs are falling back to lay like a new defensive line. Probably realizing they cannot hold their old one at this point. But the Soviets are still pressing down here. Gonna drink some more water here. Oh boy. So many elephants. Well, I guess it's only been 2 elephants, but still. Elephant is pulling back. And KVD troops are securing the northern fuel, or at least attempting to. Doomseeker is ready to fire again, it just needs a target. But what will that target be is the question. So many shots being fired here. Oh, SU-100 got taken out by the elephant. A long-range shot. One of its abilities. Takes a single long-range shot above its normal firing range. And from the move again with some Jaeger infantry around. Looks like it's mostly just Storm Grenadiers and some shock troopers. Or stormtroopers, I mean. Soviet tank destroyers getting another truck. Another IS-2s being repaired by the Panzer. Well, not Panzer, the tank division. Yeah, I don't see too much action going on at the moment, But that Mthis is doing a lot of good work. Getting penetrating shots on that elephant. Finally a long range at that. That's not easy to do. Oh, now the B4s are firing. That's another problem the Germans face. They cannot really stay in one place with a lot of clumped up units because the B4s will just start firing at them. But the elephant manages to back off this time by the looks of it. Never know. OG driving forwards, also Ostwind in the center. Well, the Consuls are going to have to try and get that fuel quick. They're not even attending it. We need to keep the munitions flowing though. Well, looking good for the allies there if they use all that fuel. Oh, not fuel, munitions I mean. I don't know why I thought it was fuel. Because it's clearly munitions. Oh, and that's a dead tank on the squad trying to get close to the Ostwind just to get mowed down. KV-8 using its small 45mm gun. Because yes, the KV-8 can actually switch between using a 45mm gun and a flamethrower. Although I think I just mostly used the flamethrower. 2 more KV-8s, okay. Very fascinating. We also have a KV-1 arriving here. And also the player's gonna try and take the fuel, at least one of them. Reloading a smoke round, so this KV-8 is being somewhat smart. At least until the smoke clears, or they just fire through the smoke, as we see that. He barely missed it actually, so you'll have to take my word for it, but we saw the last brief of the explosion around the KV. Oh! Capture Panzerfaust destroys the Stuk. We do have the Sturmtiger still in the northern flank. And Aufklar coming up behind it probably to help spot ahead for it, so it can actually hit something. Panzergrenadiers on the southern flank still fighting. Pull down a lot of firepower down range there with the MG42 and scope Sturmgewehr. But there's lost a lot of Soviet rifles with an officer to boot. Now a Mthis gun is doing barrages as well, but we do have a machine gun coming up. Will it be effective in time, though, is the question. Ooh, and that Mthis gun is doing a lot of work. Gunners at the center moving up now, trying to go for the northern fuel again. Panzer's gonna try and capture it quick. While under fire, which the conscripts do. They succeeded this time. Soviets have both fuel points again. Creating somewhat of a small... Actually, there's no tiny bulge here on the minimap because the Soviets also hold the center of the ruined town area. When the vehicles are taking heavy damage from various sources. But Air Force flies overhead again. Trying to target down where that elephant is. Because I think the Soviets want to kill it so that IS-2 can move up. Sturmtiger, where's the Sturmtiger? They probably lost it actually. Oh, that's bad. KV got taken out. And the Soviets are just built up to do a big push here at the moment. Only one with competent enough infantry, I think, is not that. I suppose Germany Parks. I guess I could consider the Soviets that have the units necessary for a proper assault, but I suppose we'll find out. But we have double KV-8s arriving here. That's going to be a lot of flames. We do have another elephant here. I said this is the same elephant that has skills. It's also veterans 2, but that could just be from the Kampfkraft Center, so not taking that into account. Ooh, high explosive overshot there. And more water for me. I think this is the last water in my current jug. Again, I apologize. Ooh, Elephant took out the 85 ace. IS-2 is pulling back. Just realized I cannot really fight the Elephant at long range. But the Elephant also has to be cautious not to be outflanked by an SU-100. Because the SU-100 can, as we have seen, can damage it, and it just did then, just damaging the optics. Well, that was the Sturmtiger. Hitting something around here and probably doing a lot of damage. The Surge are losing a lot of stuff on the north flank at the moment. Let's see, IS-2 still waiting. They have another truck. Actually, there's a half truck gonna be arriving. So this thing got a medic station now. Okay, they want to keep the infantry also healed up if they can. And Slavtik is gonna grab all the munitions if they can manage. Luke G driving up here. We also have a recon team for the Soviet Union. Oh, look at all these various panzers. But the AT guns are keeping them at bay. Panzer 4H taken out. I think it was an H. Oh, the S-100 took part too. Luke manages to somewhat back off, but Ostwind does not. And the Slavdiki should probably grab the last quake quickly. And indeed they do. And more munitions coming in. It was just continuously taking heavy losses.
The Commissar has joined our ranks.
Need more troops here. Elephant almost ready again. Where's the B-force firing? Because I can hear shots. Looks like they're focused on the northern flank at the moment. Oh, they have vaporized much of the German defense up here. Like the Jaegers are down to 2 units, both of them officers. Oh, that sucks. I completely missed that. If the Soviets just had the infantry to push up, they could, but they have the KV-8s. And they're supposed to do have the NKVD here armed with the Fedorov Automat and the Browning, the Polish version of the Browning. Oh, they do have a Panzerjäger team nearby though, so they can stop those KV-8s. Especially if they're lucky. But you never know with these kind of things. Oh, Franzvik is sneaking up close and they are spotting the recon team. Panzerjäger penetrates the front there. That's the KV-8. Franzvik getting underground, but they're gonna try and secure the fuel point still. Under a lot of fire though. KV-1 now driving forwards, loading a high explosive shell. So many explosions going on here. You can just hear it all, it's so brutal. The Parents doing their best on the flank here behind the destroyed Ostwind, with some officers nearby for support. Plane crashed down right there. Grenade going in on the Siberians. Actually, that's a blink harbor, but it choked them to death. The Siberians are not used to being in the blink harbor, I think.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Putting them down and killing them slowly. Ooh, another KV got destroyed there.
Here we go. Get ready to move.
Sturmtiger is ready to fire again. And the artillery strikes continue. Now, the Soviets have lost a fair few things, but I'm not sure who's actually doing worse here at the moment. Kinda hard to tell. The Soviets can definitely just still keep pumping units out though. What are they doing there? Oh, that's a bunker. Never mind. Little cis guns down here pointed in this direction. The Baron's moving up. Elephant is ready for action again. Actually, it's not fully ready, but driving it forwards anyway. 325 guards in the center here. No upgrades. Still a pretty good squad though. More sandbags been set up here. Panthers on the prowl. And we have also another Panzerfortier. It's double Panzerfortier here. For Blöd Mule. Or Blöd Bommel. Actually, if it was Danish, I would probably just say Blöd Bommel. But then it's not Danish, I think, because of the O with two circles above it. I forgot what it's called. Elephant slowly driving up here alongside some SS Panzer Grenadiers. With Sturmgewehrs and MT-42s. B4 shots overshot there. Just need to keep pushing forwards, I think. Also some 25 Panzer Grenadiers on the flank. They need to keep moving. They need to advance up to the river if they can, I think. Oh, Elephant decides to pull back. E5 moving up. Taking down instantly. That's actually not good for the SU-100 because there's no anti-infantry capabilities. But the Elephant is coming up here.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Ooh, and the Germans also know where the SU-100 is. Okay, one arriving. Grenadiers doing a pretty good job. And if the Germans can capture this, they definitely have a little bit of an upper hand territory-wise. KB pushed up there. Another SU-100 nearby, however. Stormtroopers moving up the Sturmgewehrs here. Just got them upgraded. Oop, I hit the tactical map button. My mistake. Didn't mean to do that. Man, this is intense. Like, a lot of shit is going on here, by the way. Ooh, Stormtroopers might not make it. Under too much fire here, I think. Oh, they do manage to get a Gemaldloading off before dying. Throwing one mortar. Oh, guards trying to sneak up here, but they got spotted. Well, not guards, but NKVD troops.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
I just think they used the guards voice acting. Oh, I hit the tactical map again, my bad. The Barons were re-securing the point here. Panthers and Elephant working together. That's like a prime spot for a B4 shot. If any of them went off cooldown or something. Another 100mm AT gun coming up. H100 is going to take a shot from the center, I think. Long range. Oh, good long range shot at that. Don't underestimate the SU-100. That's a lot of firepower in a neat little package. Does take a while to fire though. But they get the Elephant right through where the ammo is. Panthers are moving up again. The Panthers are perhaps the best tank the Germans have, I think. Like, just in overall aspects. B4 shots now flying around here. Oh, that Panther has to pull back. Probably didn't expect to be hit by an SU-100. The Soviets actually have the weapons to deal with the Panthers reliably with the 100mm guns, so not the easiest foe to fight for the Germans today. Still not a lot of action up here though. Most Truppen holding down here the best they can. Yeah, I'm really exhausted. That's probably why I'm hitting it all the time when I'm trying to use the arrow keys. Not a good sign that I'm this tired, though. Is one gonna take a shot at this Panzer 4, I think. Oh, didn't penetrate. Didn't penetrate either, okay. No penetration there either. Ooh. There it goes. That's another dead Panzer 4. And more munitions being airdropped in, good for the Soviet players. Triple Panthers are almost ready to work together. They just need to avoid a cheeky B4 shot. That's also why they're scattered out, I think. Playing it smart. So he's trying to be secure to center, but there's an MG42 preventing that. I also find it awkward that the Panther Rex shows heavy cover, but it doesn't actually do that. That's a little awkward. I think it's just a paradox. Not a paradox. It's a relic thing. I don't know why I said paradox. Probably because they have an announcement later today. You'll be seeing this the day after I record it. And I'm like waiting for that announcement to show up, so that's probably why it's on my mind. So we're gonna just push back the sappers here. What's that appearance on the field? Tank destroyer commanders down to very few units actually. They've suffered a lot of losses here. They do have a lot of resources still. Lots of howitzer shots. They're trying to take out the Soviet howitzers that are clumped up in that area. Preferably the B4s, I imagine. Another KV. Also looks like we had another close to pocket activated, which is not going to do too much in the current circumstance, so But the artillery shells are definitely showing. Versus SEGA. Definitely 4 with 89 kills. Another elephant. Why not? Just elephants everywhere. Why not? KV1 pushing up here. It's not a KV1E, however. Loading a high explosive shell. Didn't hit though. Panther's on the move to stop the Panther. Not stop the Panther, stop the KV. So I don't think the arm of the normal KV1 can stop the Panther high velocity. And indeed it cannot. Elephant again pushing down here with some infantry support. Going to run straight to 100mm guns. And the German FC pushes up. But there's a lot of people keeping an eye on this little area. They did clear out the 100mm though, but it can just be recruit. The bad landing on the truck. Destroying it. Sturmtiger trying to the north. Oh boy, we are an hour and almost 30 minutes in. Holy shit. They weren't kidding when they said this one was long. But at least me bumping up the sound on my end is at least keeping me awake and not falling over, because I'm just feeling my muscles are aching today. I guess I've been working myself a little bit too hard on the internship. Off class moving for the center here to try and secure it. But there's a lot of Soviets keeping an eye on it. They should probably start grabbing all those munition points, munition crates again. Probably need them. Another German infantry push for some more Ostruppen. Gonna run into a Duschka. Well, Duschka is out in the open, but so are the Germans and the Ostruppen. Oh, open blitz got hit. Elephant moving up. Needs to be cautious. Panthers are still just waiting back here. They're not really doing much at the moment. Probably hard to figure out where they can go safely. Let's see, we have another SU-100 coming in. And the SU-100s are doing a good job. Oh, we're gonna see a Tiger tank as well again. So it looks like the German Panzer Division is just building up its tank reserve and preparing to do like a big blitz, probably. Probably a big blitz just to punch through the Soviets. Good old-fashioned blitzkrieg tactics. Punch through the enemy and just drive behind them. Ooh, Panzerjägers tried to get a grenade off. They actually do get it off. It's an incendiary grenade. And so much death here. And again, this is the Eastern Front, and I do find the Eastern Front battles to be quite extensive in their casualties, as they should be. People died a lot on the Eastern Front, by the way. Much more compared to the Western Front. It's actually absolutely ridiculous numbers compared to the Western Front. People died in droves on the Eastern Front. Oh, B-Force getting very close to the elephant, almost destroying it. Gonna get immobilized here.
We are suffering losses.
Man, this is getting nuts. But the Germans have a big Panzer force now, they just need to utilize it. There's one 100mm gun there though. No other 100mm. They could send the other 100mm up that direction, I guess, but we'll see what the Germans decide to do. But they need to act quick, I think. Because I think the Soviet artillery pressure is just getting too high. And all the Soviet units just in the rear as well, just waiting around. And the B-Force just hitting around as well. Panzer Grenadiers on the move. Are we going to see a move? Are we going to see the Blitz? Or are they going to try and see if they can take out and discover the 100mm first? Well, they're definitely doing an artillery strike in this area. But the Panzer Grenadiers are facing a lot of enemies. One artillery strike took out the crew of the B4. Or the B4 going up though. And the Soviets definitely have the artillery advantage at the moment. But if the Germans could just punch through and destroy the 100mm AT guns, I don't think the Soviets could stop the Panzers. Warfare at its worst, everyone. Warfare is absolute worst and horrific. After this infantry trying to push up here. There's like a machine guns to suppress them for the most part. But this penal squad's holding them back. Oh, but the Gewaltladung kills them. Oh, I mean, it's just catch destroyed. Oh, the artillery is doing a pretty good job at the moment. But Germans still suffering big losses. Oh, we do have the flank going up wide here from the Germans. Stormtroopers with full Sturmgewehrs and their Flammhetzer. This might be the opening the Germans are waiting for. If they can take out the 100mm AT gun. But this Flammhetzer is just gonna start causing issues. There's a lack of things to kill it. So we'll try to get close for an AT grenade. Oh, not looking good for the Flammhetzer. Oh, they didn't penetrate. Flammhetzer's frontal slope paid off. No, we're getting there. It's like getting close to the 8. Oh, AC-100 moved up. Didn't penetrate though. Flammhetzer's going for it. 100mm gun is turning. This might be the opening the Germans were waiting for. They need to act quick. AT gun's turning back. Artillery. Oh, they're gonna try and use an artillery strike on it. Yeah, Panthers on the move. Here they go. Command Panther might get shot though. No, it isn't. Oh, they're flanking northwards. I don't think a single LSU 100 can stop this. It's trying to get ready though. Look at all the wrecked equipment around. And here comes the Panzer Blitz. They're moving forwards. Need to take that issue, and there they go. AT grenades might go in here in the Panther. They're driving over the Russians. Need to have infantry move up behind, and indeed they are. Infantry's coming up. Panzers are just driving through. Hugh calls the GG after being overrun. Good push from the Germans. That kind of saved them the match, I think. As they were just starting to suffer a lot on all the Soviet artillery. It was like the this thing is taking a shot too. Yeah, taking out that 100mm AT gun. The Panthers and the Tigers just causing issues in the rear line still. But they might have to pull back now from all the AT grenades. But this might have given the Germans some time. Indeed, I see the Elephant push up as well, and the Panzer Grenadiers. They're overrunning the Soviet positions. Big counterattack here from the Germans. Looks like it's won in the battle though, but too early to say still, I think. But the Tiger tank is still alive, and so is one Panther. But looks like Commander Section has nothing else. But the Blitz seems to have worked off. IS-2 is trying to drive up there to try and prevent it. They really do not like the B-4s. But the B-4s, the Germans did still beat them back though. And yeah, B-4s are good. The B-4s are very powerful. Very costly though to fire, so you just cannot keep them firing unless you can just keep the munitions rolling.
Our brave infantry is dying.
I should drive northwards, but I think it's honestly too late. The Soviets are still gonna try though. Mounting a little bit of a counter assault. Panzers are being repaired bit by bit. You're gonna see a second Tiger again. But the Soviets have lost practically everything for some of their players. Good blitz through after the German players there. That really saved them. Panzer just now assault the other side. High explosive loaded. Realize what's about to happen, they fall back. Ooh, not far enough though. But they do not die. Ostrom moving up to the front line now. And this has been quite a match, I'll say that. The Soviets could still make a comeback here if they just can somehow pull their resource together, and that IS-2 can be lucky. Because it is an IS-2 after all. Germans trying to get close to it though, so they can panzerknacker it. Oh, something hit it. Oh, the Elephant did. That might be into that IS. There it goes.
We have lost one of our combat vehicles.
Oh yeah, the elephant is just surviving now. And there they go. Pretty long match. And I certainly enjoyed it, but I'm afraid my exhaustion from today's work might have been a little bit too much on me. I need to go lie down. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.